Hello, improviser, and welcome to the Improv Games channel. You already know how improv has affected your life, and the principles of improvisation aren't constrained to just performances. They really affect the way we move through life. This exercise is from Patricia Ryan Madson. She's a friend and a mentor of mine. She taught improvisation at Stanford University, and she helped launch Bats Improv in San Francisco by being on the first board of directors. This exercise is from her book, Improv Wisdom. Do you have this book? It's a really good book. And by the way, it makes a great gift. Now make sure you stick around until the very end because she's got a little bonus content for you. I think you're going to like it. Well, here's Patricia.
The exercise that I'd like to share today comes from some Japanese meditation practices. But that's not the important part. The reason I decided I wanted to share this game is that it focuses on one of the main skills I think that we're trying to teach when we teach improv, the shift from being self-absorbed into being interested and absorbed in your fellows. And so the game is called, or it's an exercise really, Thanks to Whom? And it's the kind of exercise that you can expand in different directions and you can work with and do a lot of different things with. One of the ways I use it is actually as a homework assignment with my Stanford undergraduate class. I invite them to do this exercise, which is sit for 20 minutes quietly somewhere with a piece of paper and a pen, and list all of those thanks to whom you are here today. And I say this in class, and they can interpret here today any way they want. So here at Stanford today, here in this class today, here in this human life, or whatever. And so in 20 minutes to see how long or complete a list they can find thanks to whom they are here. What's interesting about this query is that it's different from asking, what am I grateful for? Which is also a worthwhile exercise. But thanks to whom, or also thanks to what am I here, might begin to expand your thinking. So when I give it as a homework assignment, I sometimes say, if you turn this in, you can get extra credit. So they may never even do the exercise. But if you take 20 minutes and see how long a list you can make of thanks to whom you're here, and then later in class after they can send me the exercises as email for extra credit, I ask them, is there anything they discovered making this inquiry that surprised them a little bit? And there often is. Now, you can take this same thanks to whom and do it as a warm-up group. So if we're standing in a circle, and instead of playing sound ball or something like that, I could say, go around the circle and each of you name two examples of thanks to whom you're here today. And if possible, try not to repeat the kind of example someone else has just made. So we'll see how many we get. Another way to parse this is to send them off in groups. Sometimes when I've done this with a competitive business group, I've divided them into groups of 3 or 4 and given them 20 minutes or half an hour and say, go off and brainstorm together your list. And when we come back in 20 minutes, we'll see who has the largest number of thanks to whom. So I'll make it competitive and see if the groups can out-discover each other. But my real purpose is to start the line of thinking which has to do with our interconnectedness. That if we really think about it, we're all here thanks to the efforts of all kinds of people. And we sometimes might not think of that or think of those people because they're just doing their job. But when I realized that the person who invented the iPhone that is now taking this interview, I'm in that person's debt right now. And so are you, if you're watching. So thanks to whom are you here? Well, there is a little book called Improv Wisdom. And one of the chapters is Wake Up to the Gifts. And it's about this exercise. It's about noticing the details around us and in our lives that we're all, that are keeping us alive. And it's important for improvisers to focus on this because we can get trapped, I think, as improvisers, trying to be really interesting or clever and miss the opportunity to see the links we have with one another. In fact, one of the focuses that I use when we play just the sound ball game, often in sound ball we're focused on trying to come up with something interesting or a cool word or sound or whatnot. I like to direct my students playing sound ball into being the best receiver in the room, to notice what's coming at you. Can I really honor that sound and the impulse of that sound? Let's become qualitatively better at receiving. Receiving is, we miss that sometimes because we're into giving and throwing it out and being clever. Be the best receiver in your group. It's so different from a simple gratitude practice. The gratitude practices are great, but the problem with them is that we tie gratitude to something we like or we find pleasing or happy about. When if we really start to notice how reality works, a lot of the things that make our life work, that even in some cases aren't pleasing, like that the waitress who was kind of having a bad day and was surly and forgot to fill my coffee. I missed the fact that she did bring me my meal and I'm able to sustain my life from her work. So thanks to whom helps remind us that even when the thing isn't pleasing, it might be sustaining my life. I did this once on thanks to whom am I here, meaning my job at Stanford. And I realized that the chairman who hired me was someone that I had a lot of problems with. We were always arguing. We didn't like each other. And when I did this exercise, I realized I wouldn't have this wonderful job if it wasn't for him. Thanks. Wow. So, wow.
What a valuable perspective. Move the focus away from ourselves and become better receivers. To find out more about Patricia, visit improvwisdom.com. And if you like this video, you're bound to like the other video on the screen right now and all the other videos we have in the channel. And visit improvgames.com for more improv. Together, we're going to make this world a better place, one playful game at a time.
Make sure you like and subscribe. William's YouTube channel has really helped me out.